Hi guys, this is Shayna from YumiYarns.com, and we've got day 4 of our Toe Up Socks class going on today. So today we are going to finish our heel. Yesterday we started our short row heel, and before that we did our foot, your toe, and the cast on, and all the wonderful bits with that. I'll have all the videos linked below for you so you can go back if you need to learn any of the previous steps. But today we're going to be picking up our German short rows and continuing on with finishing out our heel. Today we're using the Suburban Stitcher Sock Yarn. This is her Clean Slate colorway, and this is the Sea Smoke colorway. We're doing a contrast heel, and so that's why we have a little triangle shape here. And if you watch my previous video, you'll know that it's not actually a triangle shaped heel, but I had to put the stitches somewhere. So I've knit the first stitch here so that it didn't slip off the needle while I was getting things set up for you guys. But I'm just going to put that back here quick. So we talked yesterday about how to set up your German short rows and basically work them. So see, we've got all of these are our German short rows because they look kind of like two stitches twisted weirdly together all the way along there. That's all of our German short rows for this side. And then if you look here, I have 8 stitches in the middle that just look like normal stitches, and that's because they are normal stitches. So we wanted to do our German short rows until we had the same amount of stitches as half of our cast on. So I'm working a 64 stitch sock, which means when I did my cast on way down here at the toe, I cast on 16 stitches. So I had 8 stitches on this side and 8 stitches on this side. So I know I want to get to 8 stitches here. And I put a note in the class blog post, but I forgot to mention it yesterday. You can make your heel wider or more narrow by increasing or decreasing the amount of stitches that you leave between your German short rows. So you can see here, this is my first German short row because it's got the 2 stitches that are kind of weirdly twisted together there. And those are my 8 just knit stitches. If I wanted a slightly wider heel, I could do that very easily by just not going to 8 stitches. I could stop at 10 or 12 stitches that are not worked into short rows. That would give me a wider heel because I'll have a wider space here between the stitches or between the short rows. And then same thing, if you wanted a more narrow heel, you can do less than 8 stitches, but that's going to start getting real pointy. So you may want to just try your pattern out as written first, and then if you need to make alterations, or once you've done a couple socks yourself and you know how your socks fit and how you like them to feel, then you can go ahead and customize your heels as much as you want. But I would say if this is your first pair of socks, just follow the pattern and see how you like the fit. You can always take it out afterwards, because once your heel's done, you can slip your whole sock right on your foot and just make sure that it's the right length, that it's fitting correctly, everything that way. And so we're going to get started here. So for the first row, we're just going to knit our 8 stitches. So we're going to knit all the way over to our German short rows. And you will notice when you get there, because they do kind of split apart from each other, so you don't have to worry. They can look like they're all clumped on the needles when I had it like I did before, but if you spread them out like that, the short rows tend to lump themselves into their groups of 2. because that's actually just a single stitch that's wrapped over top of the needle. So what we do once we get there is we have to do something with it, because if we just leave it like that, it's going to look weird. So all we do is knit those two legs together. You just basically pretend that this is one stitch, because it actually is just one stitch. It's just wrapped over top of the needle. There we go. So you just knit it and off, and that's it. You're done. Nice and easy for working that German short row. So then when we go to work our next row, we're going to turn so that the wrong side is facing, and we're going to slip this first stitch as if to purl. Side note, if you have a pattern that just says to slip a stitch, they are intending you to slip it as to purl unless it's written as slip as if to knit. So slip your first stitch as if to purl. Then we're going to just purl across till we get to our other side of German short rows. And again, you will be able to see where they start because you have single stitches here and then you've got this clump here. So we've got two more normal purl stitches. And when we get to our German short row, we're just going to purl the two legs of that stitch together as well. There we go. So that row is done. We're going to turn our work again. And again, we're going to slip that first stitch as if to purl. And we're just going to work all the way back over to our German short row. You'll see this time we actually have a little bit more of a gap there. So that's kind of handy. Shouldn't be too much of a gap since we slipped, but you never know. So we're gonna knit, and again, the German short row, we're just going to knit the two legs of the stitch together. There we go, all done. And then you just turn and purl back across the way we've been doing, and you're just going to keep going back and forth working each German short row until you've worked all of your German short rows, and you should end over on this side with this stitch. Then you'll just knit straight across and be done, and then you can break your contrast yarn if you're doing a contrast heel like I am. Oh, you can kind of see some of the shaping. See how it's curving a little bit? That's kind of exciting. I always like when that happens. It's just kind of fun. But yeah, you'll notice that it forms the cup of your heel as you keep going, because we've created basically we've created higher fabric but less width, so it kind of is forcing itself to fold in, and will make that cup for your heel. But like I said, your last row, you'll just knit straight across, so you'll be back at your beginning of round. See, I've got my little tail to let me know this is my beginning of round over here. And once that's done, we can break the yarn for our contrast heel. And because we kept this going, it's sitting here waiting for us, you can just knit straight across that row as well. So you're back at the beginning. You're good to go. All right, and if you want, you can break your contrast over here and just pick up and go. But that one extra row, or half row with this color isn't going to make much of a difference. So either way, it works just fine and nobody will know. But that's what I've got for you today. So we'll finish up our heel and get rid of our contrast color. And then tomorrow I'll be back with our leg, which now that we've done all the really fun and interesting bits for most of the foot, the leg is pretty easy going. So that'll be a nice, easy tutorial tomorrow. Some nice, relaxing knitting for you. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Happy knitting!